Hi everyone, my name is Vanessa van Dijk, and in today's video I want to talk about skin barrier recovery and how to solve the issue. Now, over the last few weeks I have seen quite a lot of you asking about this in the comments, so I thought it's time to sit down and share my thoughts. I know that this is something many of you are genuinely struggling with, and I can relate because I've been there myself. So that's why I want to cover this now, as well as explain why it actually happens in the first place and then lead into the simple solution that really works. Now, some of you might be thinking, well, maybe I was just born with weak skin, but that's extremely unlikely. What's much more likely is that the weakness developed over time, either because of repeated product use, or because you've been exposed to harsh conditions, or maybe even a combination of both. And when I say harsh conditions, I mean things like cold, dry air in the winter, strong winds, indoor heating or air conditioning, high pollution, or spending a lot of time in the sun without any kind of sun protection. So all of these can stress the skin, and to be fair, they could each be part of the reason why your barrier is damaged. But I think the most likely reason, especially if you're watching this, is simply that you are overusing skincare products. And what usually happens at that point is that you are trying to fix it with even more products, because that is just what comes up when you look it up on YouTube or Google it, right? Then the AI shows you a neat little summary that sounds very convincing, and you'll see something like this. To fix the damaged skin barrier, simplify your skincare routine to focus on gentle cleansing and consistent moisturizing with products containing ingredients like ceramides, hyaluronic acid and glycerin. Protect your skin by wearing sunscreen daily and avoid harsh products, overexfoliation and hot showers. Supporting your skin from the inside by staying hydrated and getting enough sleep is also important. Now, if you don't know much about this, of course you think, oh, okay, that must be what I need to do. But the thing is, this AI summary isn't the truth. It's the most common answer the AI can put together based on what it has read. And what it has read is mostly from beauty blogs and articles that are written to sell products. And that's important to understand, because when you see it written down like this, it looks official, and you feel like you finally found the answer. So what usually happens then is that you buy some of those products, maybe a special barrier repair serum, or a heavier moisturizer, or a calming cream. And while that might sound logical, it's not going to help. It just keeps the cycle going, because the real cause of the problem was the product used in the first place. Sure, it might not have been that one serum or that one moisturizer, but a mix of products, or maybe all of them together. But the fact is, in the end, your skin barrier was just overwhelmed with all of these foreign substances. So it reacted with constant stress. And over time it wore down to the point where it could no longer cope. That's what caused the irritation and sensitivity you ended up dealing with. Now, the solution to repair your damaged skin barrier is actually very simple. Give your skin a rest and stop everything. Yes, you heard that right. No skincare at all. No cleansers, no toners, no essence, no serums, no moisturizers, and no sunscreen. Just let your skin be and give it a chance to heal on its own, because that's what it's designed to do. But it can't, or at least it has a really hard time doing so, if you constantly keep interfering by adding more and more products. Now, I know the first thing you're probably thinking is, but what about sunscreen? And yes, I get that. If you want to tackle the issue most effectively, then the best thing you can do is avoid the sun instead of relying on another product, because UV exposure slows down recovery and makes things worse. So staying in the shade, wearing a big hat, or using protective clothing like neck covers or even face covers is the smarter choice. The goal really is to limit direct sunlight as much as you can. Of course, I understand that this isn't always easy for everyone. Depending on your work, your lifestyle, or even your habits, you might feel like you can't stop completely. I mean, I have one subscriber who works on a private yacht in Turkey, and she cannot avoid the sun at all. She's also not allowed to wear neck or face covers, so she really has no choice but rely on sunscreen. It is not ideal, but that's fine. If you need to scale back rather than stop completely, that's still much better than just piling on more products. So in that case, use sunscreen only when it's absolutely needed. Remove it in the evening with the gentlest option, which is probably a balm cleanser, and then skip everything else, which still means no toners, no essence, no serums, and no moisturizer. The closer you can get to using nothing at all, the faster your barrier will recover. And by the way, in case you're wondering about how long it takes to heal, it's not something where you can expect results overnight. That's just not how it works. The skin renews itself roughly every 28 days. That means if your barrier damage is mild, you may see improvements in about 2 to 4 weeks. But if your barrier has been damaged for a long time because of constant product overuse, it can take several weeks to a few months to fully recover. And that's normal. It doesn't mean your skin isn't healing, it just means it needs time. So really your biggest challenge is time and staying patient enough to get through it. The good news is that once the skin has had time to rest and has recovered, you can bring back 1 or 2 products you really enjoy, and that's totally fine. Maybe a gentle toner or a simple serum, or maybe a retinoid that you use carefully, or just a moisturizer, or just a sunscreen that makes you feel comfortable. The key is to bring it back slowly and thoughtfully, because now you know your skin doesn't need 10 other things at the same time, and you also know how long the process of healing can take. That's really the important part, because I don't want you to fall back into the same loop of buying more and more products, like an endless cycle you can't escape from. You have to think of it almost like an addiction. If you go back into the same habits, the same problems will come back. So use this as a reset. Give your skin the rest it needs and let it heal. And then if you want, choose carefully what really matters to you without falling into the trap again. So to sum it all up, the best fix you can do is not adding more, but stepping away and letting your skin repair itself. And yes, it might feel strange at first, but over time your skin will find its own balance again. Trust me on that, because I've gone through it myself. Okay, so I'll wrap it up right here for today. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Happy skin caring!